think helping people kind of navigate pathways into tech. That's something that I'm really, really passionate about. During 80% of it is just like existing. Like I will talk about my experiences all the time, and there was a period in my life where like I did it. You know, I moved to DC. I was extremely closeted, going from like being very closeted now to like being like super, super out and just like all over the place. You know, I think that's a huge part of it. Like if I'd seen someone like me 7 years ago, like I don't know where I'd be during the time that I was like going through undergrad, and like I didn't have a particularly pleasant experience in undergrad just for all sorts of discriminatory reasons. But I feel like there were opportunities that I missed out on going to job fairs or like navigating interviews because there wasn't this dialogue about what does it mean to be transgender, and like how do you navigate seeking employment. Like, I didn't feel like I had the opportunity to have the focus on my education, because I was dealing with all the side effects of my coming out, right? And I think my relationship with my family got super rocky around the time to the point where I didn't really talk to my family for, a pretty decent chunk of my undergraduate experience after I came out as trans. There's sort of like the academic side of things. I think one particular story that stands out, like I did really, really poorly shortly after I came out as trans, and I think a lot of that just was due to the fact I didn't really feel supported at school, at home, really anywhere. And so one of the side effects of that was just like my grades tanked. I got sent away for academic leave because of that really terrible semester. And so I was like kind of like removed from campus, and like you have to like go away for 2 semesters and come back, and it's just a disaster. And so I come back, and I was like doing okay, but my dean in one of my meetings with her was just like, oh well, like remember that point in time where you were really distracted? And I'm like, lady, like not distracted, like I'm struggling with one of the biggest changes in my life. Like, I had to fight to get like my correct name on my diploma. Like I had to like fight just to get hormones, like fighting insurance companies to like get surgery, and like that people realize like that stuff is so taxing and time consuming, and to add on top of that being a full-time student, and then adding on top of that being a full-time student from a poor background, so I was working part-time as well. It was just like a heavy load to carry. It was definitely like really, really difficult. I think like just kind of getting myself motivated to like continue on like doing all the things I had to do with my studies, and kind of like being a participant in like Duke society generally. And it took a very long time for me to kind of like not blame myself for a lot of that stuff and really be like, yo, you were a kid in the midst of all these adults that should have been there, should have stepped up, or should have did something. Having organizations like out in tech, and oSTEM, and really having people that are stepping up and like willing to like kind of like stand that gap for people. But it was really difficult in undergrad, and one of my few regrets is I wish that I could have taken more of those opportunities, or felt more empowered to do so. I would never want anyone to have to experience that again. I think we could have still gotten to the same point by just like offering me some additional support. There's some people that just like, you're a 4.0 and you're in this position because literally nothing else bad wouldn't happen to you, And so like for me, like that person that's struggling, or that person that's trying to make that change, or that person that's like still trying to do whatever, like it's not about lowering the bar. Like those people are like the most like hardworking people that you'll ever meet, and I think people look past that. It's like I've been a software developer, I guess professionally, for almost 6 years now, working in Washington, D.C. It's pretty cool to be in that place. I feel like, to be able to say, okay, all right, I feel confident, and I want to do more, and like what is next for me, from a place of like, oh crap, I don't know if I can do this because like I'm a horrible student, maybe I'm a horrible person, You can't just like look at that sort of like as that one metric, as sort of like an indicator of whether or not someone will be successful. It's just about like how hard someone is willing to work. And I think a lot of people don't do the due diligence of examining these other factors because either out of laziness, or they just don't have sort of like a good barometer for how to measure that, like either help like change or kind of like navigate conversations with employers, just about what they should do with their trans employees, and like how the hiring process should like be amended to include all sorts of folks, not just cisgender people. So we value honesty and authenticity, communication, like, and there's certain like very key things that like you can evaluate whether someone will or not be a great fit, and that's what we start with. The conversation doesn't open up with like how many years of JavaScript do you have, how many years of blah blah blah, and like something that we came up with is like anyone can learn to code. Obviously, this is very software engineering specific, but as simple as that statement is, it's true. It's like we can teach you how to do whatever, but like, do you have the attitude? And I think so many people fly into like the technical skills that like they miss that. It's about the attitude of that person. And I think like until we get to a place where our tech landscape looks more like the reality of the world that we live in, I think we all have a responsibility to do what we can to lift up the next person.